Hello, my name is Melanie Booth and my recipe for spiced lamb leg steaks with fruity rolled rice salad with roasted vegetables has been shortlisted for the New Zealand Lamb and Delia Online recipe competition, so I'm going to show you how to make it. First of all, because I'm doing it for camera, I've already cooked my wild rice. Usually, according to packet instructions, it takes about 20 to 25 minutes to cook. All you do is you cook it according to the packet instructions and then refresh it under cold water so that it doesn't continue to cook. So first of all, I also have my oven preheated to 200 or fan ovens to 180. I'm going to roast off my butternut squash. Here I've got 350 grams of peeled and cubed butternut squash, and I'm going to add this to my roasting tin. I'm going to drizzle on a little bit of oil, glug it on, and a little bit of salt and pepper. And now I'm going to add something that adds a little bit of oomph, which is some cumin seeds. It's got a lovely sort of curry flavour to it and goes very well with root vegetables such as butternut squash or beetroot. You don't have to use butternut squash. I mean, we're heading on to spring now. This is the side dish. You could use things like herb sprouting broccoli, or in the summer perhaps some roasted tomatoes, anything you fancy really. Now this is going to go into the oven and it takes about 30-ish minutes to cook. Right, so that's done. I'm now going to move back to my station and make the wild rice salad. Right, so I chuck this in. And this is 40 grams each of hulled pistachios, so they haven't got their hard casing, and some dried cherries. If you can't find dried cherries, which you should be able to in most supermarkets, you can use cranberries or anything, or even raisins or something like that. I'm going to quickly roughly chop these. It's not that important about, you know, what size or anything, it's just sort of roughly done. And again, you can use different nuts such as almonds or hazelnuts, but I particularly like pistachios, not only for their colour, but to add to the Middle Eastern flavour of the dish. Right, chuck that in. That'll do. Right. Now, I want the juice of half an orange, or thereabouts. Just squeeze that in. This one's been a bit of a tricky blighter. That should do. And we want, it's not exactly an exact measurement, but we just want a bit of a squeeze of lemon because we get the fruitiness, nice sort of sweetness from the orange and a bit of acid from the lemon. Want to add a little splash of white wine vinegar, that'll do, and a little drizzle of extra virgin olive oil. We can quickly give that a mix up. As you can see, the salad is nice and moist because we don't want anything dry or tasteless. I'm just going to get a couple of sprigs of mint. Fresh mint, although if you don't have any you can use, I don't know, about half a teaspoon of dried. Oh yes, and whilst I'm doing this, I am just going to quickly pop over to my stove and turn on my my saucepan. I've got a large sort of saucepan here. I'm just turning that on with a little bit of oil because I want it to be nice and hot when I throw the lamb in. Again, a little bit of oil because the cut of lamb I'm using is quite lean. Just give that a bit of a rough chop. My knife skills aren't all that brilliant, but they'll do the job. Right, so we mix all this in. You may want to season to taste. I'm just going to have a little try of it. I think it needs a bit of salt, but apart from that, it's lovely. Done. That's all done now. Right, now we go on to the main event, this lovely, lovely New Zealand lamb. This cut is called a lamb leg steak. You can get bigger ones, or you can do 2 per person, 2 smaller ones, or like a bigger one. It depends how big your appetite is, and I've got quite a big appetite. So first I want to season them. Bit of salt, bit of pepper, and now this may seem like a bit of a strange ingredient, but I want to now sprinkle on some cinnamon. Now cinnamon we wouldn't traditionally think of adding to lamb. I mean, often in British cooking we use it in desserts such as apple pie and sort of crumbles and things. Just rub that in a little bit there. But in Middle Eastern cooking and Turkish cooking, it's very, very popular to use cinnamon in lamb dishes, and it does work really well. Your lamb doesn't come out tasting like apple pie, don't worry. I'm going to season the other side now quickly. Hoping this pan is hot. Don't have a nice flashy gas oven, so it takes a while to heat up sometimes. You can be as generous or as stingy as you like with the cinnamon, just add a bit, be a bit adventurous. Right, hopefully it's hot by now. Feels kind of warm. Now, depending on how pink you like your lamb, I would do it, just checking my recipe, I would cook it about 4 to 5 minutes on each side. Good, similar. Yeah, 4 to 5 minutes on each side, depending on how rare you like it. These are quite small ones, so I'm going to do it for about, yeah, I don't know, let's see how it goes. While it's frying away there, I can start to plate up. Often if I'm doing this dish for a dinner party, I'll find some sort of cup or mould, and I'll put the rice into this mould and then put it straight on the plate, and that can look quite nice. But I'm being lazy. And again, it doesn't matter if, I mean, I've made quite a lot of this salad, but it's very, very nice for leftovers the next day or chuck it into a lunchbox. So, and same with the roast squash as well. If you've got some extra, lovely, you know, put into a piece of bread, for instance, you know, a warm piece of bread with even some leftover lamb, that goes very well. You know, a nice easy lunch. Nice big portion. Hope that's even. If not, I'll give myself a bigger portion. How these darlings doing? Getting something to mix them with. Or water with. For demonstration purposes, I might make these quite rare because I don't want to bore you guys. So I'm going to flip them onto their other side, and the smell is absolutely gorgeous. And there's a nice golden colour to the lamb as well. I'm now going to take out my squash out the oven and a bit of a blue pizza moment. I prepared some earlier. There we go. As you can see, the squash has now got nice and golden and nice and soft, and there's a slight sort of aroma of curry about it that's very, very pleasing. Got a few bits of squash this way. Don't be too scared if the lamb's going a bit wild. Just be a bit brave. You want it to caramelise. You want the juices to go nice and brown, because that's how you get pack the flavour into it. Yeah. Right. I think we're ready to finish now. So these would be particularly rare. You know, I don't mind my lamb a bit bloody, to be honest. Quite like it a bit bloody. And what's good is this. What's good about this cut, the lamb leg steak, is that it's particularly lean, so it doesn't need any slow cooking or anything. You can just flash fry it just like I've done here. Although it does go very well in other slow cooker dishes, such as like tagine or something like that. Right, let's get this on the heat. Smoking. Now, something that I like to do to finish it off is add a tablespoon or a little splodge basically of red onion chutney. Here I've just got some shop bought, or you can make your own if you can be bothered. And here we go. So a little bit over the lamb, just to finish it off. Clean up the plate a bit. And voila, I've got two beautiful lamb dishes. This is my spiced lamb leg with fruity wild rice salad and roasted vegetables basically. If you'd like to vote for my recipe, vote for it online so I can win, because I'd rather like to. Here we go, thanks very much.